Would you like to hear? Would you like to cringe at you from 30 seconds ago? God, I can't believe you said things back when you were that young. What an idiot.
Oh man.
Good thing we've learned since then.
I'm so much wiser and angrier now.
In 30 seconds. Oh, we can just float around a lot. It is really interesting just floating around the base, but it's also really awkward that you have to be within range of a power pole at the time.
I think that's a very interesting mechanic. I actually quite like it, but it is a little surprising that they have that limitation.
You just get thrown in a hole every now and then.
Yeah. I think that, you know, obviously having the ability to fly around in the game for the sake of exploration and navigating everything would be super overpowered. It'd be kind of nice if, like, there's, like, an end-tier thing in the game that just is, like, unlimited flight. But
it requires
see how
nuclear energy rod every 10 minutes or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You just need to jam a hard rod
there was a
into it every
jetpack,
10
but
minutes.
it didn't let you float the way this does, and it required, like, natural fuel or some shit, which is a huge pain.
I remember, that it required, like, gasoline or other fuels or something or other.
Yeah, but just most importantly, it was very much a platformer item and not a base building item, because you couldn't like hover in place and work on your base or anything, so it was kind of trash for the reason you'd actually want one most of the time. There's a ladder replacer.
Where were we done left? Oh, this pink.
Yeah, I believe we're working on these two blender things we were floating by when we logged off, which is a cooling system that requires heat sinks, rubber, water, and nitrogen gas. And that's got these two pipes coming in here. I think I painted nitrogen pink last time, maybe after you logged off.
Yeah, it's a little dildo looking now, not gonna lie.
Well, blue is water, and white is aluminum, and yellow is sulfur. And so I was like, all right, well, pink, I guess.
No, it's a brave color choice. It's because
nitrogen gas is also white, and I'm like, but we already have the alumina, which is white, and I'm not repainting that.
No, totally fair.
So enjoy your ribbed dildo rods that go up to the blender to deposit their white fluid.
I didn't know that I was joining to have a good time.
Oh, it's always a good time in these streams, baby.
Yeah. Okay, so we have this industrial storage container. It is pumping out heat sinks. Heat sinks are weird because we need them, but they're also a raw material for the blenders. So I don't know what to think of that.
Oopsie.
Well, I don't know. If we ever need heat sinks, we can just come in and just rip them out of the machine.
What do we need heat sinks for?
I don't know. I think that they might be like a base thing that we need. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that we use heat sinks in recipes, but also just like, I don't know.
Use your words.
I'm really fucking tired today. I don't know why. I have a huge migraine.
Oh no.
So that's not been great. I'm gonna take the heat sinks up to the second floor, and because I know they have to go up there anyway, and I don't want to overthink this.
Yeah, I'm making a detour for copper sheets.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any left, and you use those for all the pipes. There you go. They're good thing to stack for 200. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tired day today for me too.
Yeah.
I woke up at a certain time and I was like, yeah, I think that's enough. And then as the hours of like getting through your wake up hours, because it takes like hours to realize, to get to the level of like what you're gonna be like that day, I realized actually maybe that wasn't enough. Maybe the tiredness I was feeling wasn't just morning tiredness, but I don't have enough sleep tiredness, and I was wrong about it, of my math of when I fell asleep or whatever. I'm riding a little bit of a wake-up high from being fucking traumatized by Subnautica, so...
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
I'm a little more awake than I was a couple hours ago. But I would trade it for the world.
I mean, I'm assuming that there were sharks and other deep-sea fangly fishes.
It's a nasty little game.
Yeah.
It's a
Does it have
mean little dickhead.
Well, good. I'm glad that you found something to occupy your time and help you relax after stressful days, and fill your dreams with sweet nightmares.
It's that game exists.
Yeah. Ow. Okay, that was weird.
Horrors.
My hover pack just gave up, and
Neat.
I plunged.
Is it because you were out of range of stuff?
No, well, I mean, yes, but that wasn't a problem up until I then plunged. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't out of range until the exact moment where I was out of range.
I don't
understand the problem.
I was flying over a power line the whole time. It's just I was kind of far away, and what the fuck? Why is it not doing it right now?
Is it based on the lines or the poles?
Oh, it's based on the poles. Oh,
Yeah, I think it is.
I see. Oh, interesting. Okay, these behave a little differently than the way I had assumed that they would.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird experience.
Yeah. It's like a weird sort of combination of your distance from the pole, but also like it's pseudo fuel like. It's odd. An odd mechanic. I guess intuitively the way that I can work with it, however, is just stay near the poles.
Yeah.
Just stay near the poles. Don't think about it too much.
Trying to go over abysses.
Yeah.
Because the abysses will make you their bitches. It's one of the dumbest sentences I've ever said.
It's pretty bad. You need to play more Subnautica to stay more awake, apparently.
I just gotta keep taking breaks in the middle of Satisfactory to get jump scared by something.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Just
and
keep
it's very good for your
just
psychology.
keep a GIF of the most recent Leviathan reveal on my other monitor the entire time, keeping me alert. Just at the corner of my eye is my death just coming. Yeah, there's more stand up there if you want to attach. Oh wait, there's already two below it. I forgot that I already left two spaces at the bottom. So you can snake it. You can feed it through those stands so that there's space to split it off as you go. It's under the pipes.
Oh, the stands. Oh,
Yeah.
Classy. Okay.
Because then you can split it off to each of the locations without having, and then it'll be able to run in parallel with the other one.
Yeah, this is so good for organization. Which person in chat came up with this one?
You went straight for the top one.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna have to
bring a problem.
Because it might be in the way of bringing the next one in, which, if it comes in on this side, will be over the top of this potentially.
Oh, fair.
You always start in the bottom.
I guess this is closer, so it makes sense to.
See.
I don't know. You have to kind of play it by ear. There's probably no.
I forgot that I put these here.
Hard and fast.
I'll
rule.
delete these then.
You just kind of plonk the splitters like just in the middle of the track, basically. There's not really anything else you need to do.
Well, you line up the splitter. You line up the splitter with the port you're trying to go to.
Sure.
And then you either feed it directly in, or if it's high enough, then you use a lift to bring it down, and then feed it in.
Okay. That's so classy. And,
yeah, we used it
out.
downstairs in this building already.
I know.
But
I watched you do it as opposed to me doing it.
So you didn't internalize anything.
No.
So next up is rubber. Fuck. petroleum.
Yeah, rubber's a problem.
products.
Rubber's a really bad.
We never have that much petroleum.
No.
Ah, am I alive?
I'm gonna
I'm
put
alive.
that there, and I'm gonna hope that that lined up in
Are
a way that's
any of the
aesthetically pleasing.
Ah! Ah! That's a rubber right there.
Yeah, there's rubber just below us.
That's good that there's already rubber.
Yeah. Now there was a reason that I chose this, and then I forgot it, and then I remembered, and then I forgot it, and then I remembered, and it's because the rubber's right here.
Don't fall to my death. That is
Ow,
bad for me.
oh, ow. Yeah, that, boy, when you're floating above the base and you fall to your death, you're giving death a little bit of a head start on you.
You're meeting death in the middle
Yeah.
of your own organs. All right.
We're gonna start the stream off with a big win here. With the thing that
We're gonna start the stream off with a major character death. Next time on Satisfactory, someone will die.
Is it Bird? He's already died 300 times.
No, shut up.
Maybe.
But this thing needs water and nitrogen gas. What's in this thing? And why is it not?
This is water. It's just not any flow coming into it.
This pipe's empty and not attached to anything. I see the problem.
Oh, yeah, this was supposed to be the water thing, but I guess neither of us actually.
Oh, no, I think I just preset this stand from the end of last session, and it was like the water will come later. So I was making the tower.
Well, now is later.
Now I'm realizing there's no
That's
water.
A fall.
You're trying to die of death. It's bad for you.
No, it's okay. It's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler? Your death is a spoiler? Because you're spoiling us with dying. Finally.
If you're trying to capture the magic of the stupid ass sentence you said earlier, then I'm afraid you're still missing that mark.
I don't even remember what it was anymore.
I don't remember either.
Cool.
Well,
let's see.
So ended that thought. What a beautiful one it were. Okay, so we have a big old fluid buffer, but this is like super inconsistent, right, with how much fluid it's gonna have, because it's just kind of the runoff of the manufacturing process from the other blenders, right?
I'm just gonna bring the water in from the source.
Yeah, that seems fair. Yeah, that seems like a good call. Just give it some wawa.
Don't trust that shit.
I wouldn't trust that shit either. So I'm very proud of your decision here. We need to put, what are they? Pumpy Mick, pipeline pumps. Those are it.
All little kids with their pipeline pumps better run better.
Okay then.
Song about school shootings.
I feel like I'm gonna have to put in some heavy lifting on this stream. Oh shit, I wasn't ready for that. Do we put the pipeline pumps on the... Kind of doesn't really matter, I guess. I don't know where we're supposed to put them.
I guess so.
Just along. I'm just gonna do along, and that'll be good enough.
I mean, usually just put a really strong one near the beginning, and that's enough.
Okay. Wasn't in my experience, but you probably actually planned this shit instead of whatever.
I mean, the Mark II is like 50 meters. It's got a lot of head lift.
Yeah. Okay.
It solves many a problem.
Well, let's see. Let's just look over here. And
it is effective enough to deserve some kind of infomercial shouty boy in the 2000s TV sphere.
It didn't have enough. We must go down a little bit more.
Let's see. Just
Is that the mark of whether you like the product or not? Is whether it had an infomercially shouty boy?
nah, but it's like the sign that wow, it just works. It's such a miracle product. This guy's gonna blow your mind, but how fucking crazy this thing is apparently.
Holy shit, dog! Look at this thing I found.
That's probably enough head lift already. It's probably set up.
It's not.
46.5. Well, it's got to fill the pipe up. It takes time.
Yeah, okay.
Recommended head lift max is
Wait.
50. It looks like it's capping at 46.6.
Oh, hang on. Are you telling me that the pump basically just starts at the base, and that applies to the entire length of the pump or the pipeline?
I mean, you put it where it is, and it pumps water upward the amount it says it will.
Okay, so if I put two pumps,
I put it at the bottom where I've made the split.
Okay.
I put it right after where I made the split, and it'll keep pumping through this pipeline until this pipeline goes up by more than 50 meters.
Okay, what if I put two pumps like right next to each other?
I don't think it goes faster or anything.
Yeah.
So if it's already doing the job, I think you just didn't do anything.
Okay. I mean, I didn't do anything yet because I was observing, and then I looked over to see where you're putting the pump, and I saw that you were putting it all the way back there.
Looks like these are all full
really
of water.
interesting. They kind of, I feel like the pumps they work, but I feel like the mechanic itself is a little half-assed. But maybe we're just not seeing it at its full acidness.
I mean, it makes the water go until the pipe goes up by more than 50 meters.
Yeah. Nah. If Marty was here, he'd agree with me.
The main fucking mechanic is that there's a little hologram that you auto lock onto when you're placing your next pump, and that one always seems to be too far.
Yeah.
And it always seems to not quite reach that.
Yeah, I've always noticed that. So I guess that's why I was getting a little bit confused. I was following the holograms.
So that seems to be the only real problem, though.
Yeah.
If you just check the pump, you can see its maximum head lift and its current head lift, and as long as the one number doesn't reach the other one, then that means it's within its capacity and you're set.
Yeah.
Ever since we got 50s, the problem pretty much went away because we almost never pump higher than that. Like
That's
even with
true, that makes sense.
Even how much we climbed just now, which is pretty far, was only 46.
Yeah. All right.
So I haven't had to put a series of Mark 1s on the same pipe for a while.
Well, cool.
Yeah, we're making cooling systems. It is cool.
We got cooling systems. They're pretty fucking slow.
Pretty fucking cool.
So we gotta kill a bunch of time.
They're rad as well. We gotta make the other thing completely. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that thing?
Let's see. I'll pump more. I'm gonna pump my crystals in this thing to make it go faster. 250%. That'll make us Wow, that almost might have made too much. I put 3 crystals in, and it looks like between the 2 of them, we'll be making about 30 cooling systems per minute.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what the other thing is for particle enrichment, and the only way to look.
It is a turbo motor. It is It's a thing plus a motor plus a rubber plus the cooling system. But I don't know what radio control unit. I see. So it's a radio control unit, a motor, a cooling system, and rubber.
So it requires other thing.
Where are radio control units made? They're over here. We make them very slowly. It probably doesn't matter, though.
Yeah, 4 cooling systems, 2 radio control units, motor, rubber. So redundant use of rubber. We're going to be taxing that line.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember where radio control units are made.
They're basically on the far
it's probably a manufacturer.
northeast side of the base. They're basically on one of our borders, next to where we're making all the rubber and other thingies. I'm floating over it right now. Just trying to think where we should put this. Are we schlepping any motors over here?
Maybe.
I can't tell. It looks like we aren't.
Considering
Which is
rubber
not-
and cooling systems are involved, it's probably easiest to have the radio control units go to where the cooling systems are being made and be just put up on the next floor up.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then motors can meet us in the middle, coming from the other direction.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And then the
All
other
right.
two things are just already there. I can't fly. There's no power poles in this whole area. I could have died.
Wow, conveyor lifts are damn near overpowered, especially when you can fly.
They seem nice until you have to then figure out. Yeah, making go that nice seems that high seems neat at first, and then you realize how impossible it is to make it go forward
It's
from
not-
there.
Yeah, it's not long enough. It won't be long enough to reach to the stars.
It's frustrating, but yeah, you can't place conveyors like in the air.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice if it was just like, I know I want to make
Yeah.
like conveyor stack thing, but then it don't.
Annoyingly, even if you want to use like a conveyor pole, it often won't like let you place the conveyor.
Right.
Unless the ground is clear, like it'll be red. And it's like, no, I don't want to place
Yeah,
the conveyor down
it's-
there though. I just want to make it. I just want to start there and then go up with the pole. But it's like, fuck, I gotta
Yep.
make a whole
It
separate
is
hotkey just for
super annoying.
poles because it won't let me do the easy way. So you got to place the pole first. Then also, but then because you're not using it from conveyor view, that means you don't know if the pole is going to be in range. So you just place the pole tentatively and hope it's in conveyor range. Then he's like, I want it to go there. And like, well, the conveyor can't reach that far. And you're like, fuck. If only there was a one-click solution for this that already existed that you won't let me use for some reason.
You
It's
don't
the
really grind my gears.
No one really grinds my gears.
It's the same thing as when you want to place power lines. And it's like, no, I want to be Mark II. It's just, yeah, well, the whole auto-placing sequence only happens with the Mark Is. It's like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I never want to place a Mark I again. They're bad for my environment. They're not future-proofing. They're not future-proofed.
No, they're not future-proof at all. They have planned obsolescence built into them, just like everything else in this godforsaken game.
And real life.
Mm-hmm.
Egads. All right, here's the motors.
Oh, I hate when it does this shit. Ah!
Are these
I
motors
put
currently
something,
being
but then the
fed
netcode
downstairs? Where are these
What?
motors going?
I don't know.
Oh, into this modular engine maker. Okay. Which is not really doing anything now. Okay. I found the motors floor and saw that they were being fed into a lift, which is normal, but that lift was going to a previous floor, and I'm like, that's not what we're going for with these towers. But you had snuck a space elevator thing into one of those floors.
Yeah, it was probably clever at the time.
Let's see. So I probably need to hijack onto the top of my dumb system over here.
Jeez. My right hand is doing this really cool thing recently where it hurts really bad.
Neat.
Yeah, it's a neat little trick.
Yeah, because you had to take a break. Was it this game last week or another something? You had to
Yeah, it was
sit
like
out
2
like
weeks
last
ago.
week for a while.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago because my wrist was hurting. It's because I got really got a really crappy keyboard for my work laptop, and I just need to replace it.
That shit sucks.
It's okay.
Not that okay.
They can take my hands, but they can never take my brain.
Like, it's not that okay. It's like permanent RSI problems.
Nothing's permanent. I'm just banking on getting that shit
Till
like
death do you part, I
cyberpunked away.
guess.
This is cyberpunk. Just wait for cyberpunk.
Just
to fix
wait for cyberpunk as a premise to save you from your RSI.
it. Yeah, dude. Everything works out great in cyberpunk.
That's definitely what the genre is known for. No argument
When you
there.
look at, when you look at cyberpunk, you just think, ooh, cool tech stuff.
Yeah. Lasers. Literally,
Lasers.
there's just lasers in your eyes, which makes everything else go over your head.
Yeah.
But like in
it's
a
like,
cool way where you're smart and right
I
about
know,
things.
and it's just like, ooh, corporations. Those are neat.
Yep.
And
They,
then
they make
like,
life so
neon
convenient
signs.
with no downsides.
Neon signs in Hong Kong. Sign me up for cyberpunk.
I think I read something that was interesting, was the idea that like all of like it became like a thing that people love because like there's a whole fascination with Eastern culture and stuff like that, and so it's like, oh my god, Japanese stuff, so cool. But like the origins, I think, of the heavy Japanese stuff and like Chinese stuff in Cyberpunk was because of a xenophobic like fear that like that's like they're taking over basically. It's like the future is Asian, and so I was like, oh, the scary future stuff. You should be afraid that it's full of Asian stuff. But everyone's just like, wee. So it completely backfired aesthetically, I guess. Which is pretty funny.
I have no clue. I mean, the problem with analyzing the cyberpunk genre is that you have to read books, and so I'm out. So there you go. Yeah, cyberpunk books are cool, but they're all like
Books.
80s. They're like a little dated for my tastes.
I can't deal
I
with
don't know.
slightly outdated documentation. I need smeared
yeah, no.
photos.
It's the worst.
How can I ever believe a cyberpunk future without an Apple Watch? It's like they didn't even try to predict the future.
Does China still consider Hong Kong as theirs in cyberpunk? It's almost fucking sad, honestly, to play like old cyberpunk games that take place in an independent Hong Kong. And it's
Oh,
just
no.
like, oh, this sucks.
Oh no.
Like they predicted
if I were-
everything but that, apparently.
If I were to guess, if you mean if they're talking about the cyberpunk game, then I would say they probably carefully avoided ever acknowledging that Hong Kong ever existed, because if they touch that, it doesn't go well, because the GOG, which is CD Projekt Red, are definitely China cowards that are afraid of China and don't want China to be mad, because when the spiritual successor to Detention came out, which was Devotion, that's the game that had the meme about the Winnie the Pooh comparison to their leader, and got immediately taken off Steam the week it came out. They announced that it was coming out on Steam on GOG like 6 months ago, and immediately the same day retracted that, quote unquote, due to feedback from gamers. And it's like, no, you due to feedback from your fucking other part of your company being like, what are you doing? China's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, dude. I heard all about that, and man.
Yep.
Oh God, I don't want to be edgy, but I really want to. I want to be a slight shitlord, and just be like, man, West Taiwan's gonna really be pissed off about this.
West Taiwan.
Yeah. No, I saw somebody
it's
posted
really frustrating.
a map on like some subreddit, and it was just like, Like, they just referred to China as West Taiwan, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of brutal.
Mm-hmm. That's when he uses manufacturers.
Oh, the radio control units were along the entire belt the entire time. I just can't see because of netcode. It's really weird to play this game and feel like there's a freaking like
like you were
unknowable
building
timer.
like you were building a connection to it, but you couldn't see like where it was. Oh, I'm short on plastic.
Yeah,
for the manufacturer.
yeah, exactly. It's weird playing this game knowing that there's like a death count, like a death clock that I don't know what will like when it will happen. I just know that like the time of this series will end, and when it does, it will be shit.
Yeah, it making me sad.
Okay, so I
Maybe we
brought the
can
radio
do-
control units. Oh, you're building a higher floor. I'm assuming that
Yeah.
this top floor over the blenders is where you want the radio control units. to
Yeah.
go. That makes sense.
I need 100
believe I can just
plastic
make
to
that
make 2
happen.
manufacturers, and plastic is the thing we don't have much of. I might have to just sit
Well-
here on the conveyor and grab every plastic as it comes by until I have 100. That's just the sign of a desperate person. 59. Yeah, no. That's why I was already shopping around for what might be our next game. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know.
Monster Hunter World. Doing maybe.
Well, that's Monster Hunter Stories.
Yeah, not Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, so it's the
Yeah.
question of whether or not you wanted to play a 2-player co-op Monster Hunter Pokemon game. But I also still need to look into whether or not the co-op works the way I'd want it to for a series, or if it's just like, or if it's like Pokemon Sword and Shield, where it's like, for 5 minutes you can play a raid with your friends for a bit at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And it's like that.
Yeah,
That's not
fake.
what I mean. If it's co-op like Temtem, but also better than Temtem, then that'd be neat.
Yeah.
It's like with
It's great with tier unlocks. I don't know what tier unlocks the hover pack, but it is super nice to use, isn't it?
yeah.
really
No,
did
we had
kinda
it
make
for a
building-
while, but had forgotten that we'd gotten it at some point.
I remember when we used to use ladders. That sucked. And then there was also our giant experiment with building this huge ramp down to the top of that one building to carry our bauxite or whatever, which was
Yeah.
admittedly hilarious, but also very upsetting. And how
I
much easier that could have been if we had the ability to jetpack.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah, that
basically
was
just like,
definitely
here's
doable.
Minecraft creative mode.
I mean, it was
Enjoy.
definitely it was entertaining its own way. Like the
Yeah.
audience having to watch me figure out how to build a man cannon or whatever the fuck, a hypertube straight up the wall. when the straight up the wall part is like several lengths higher than you can actually build a tube at once. So to keep figuring out how to get to the next spot to build the connection. A lot of like death drops. Did you have enough parts to make the manufacturers?
I can make I can make a couple, I think. It looks like I can make a
It's like I went and got enough to make 2. It's
looks like I
100
can make
plastic, which is a pain.
2. We probably don't need 4 in total, right? That seems like a lot.
So far we've been making 2 per step, and we could scale from there if we need to.
Okay, I'm gonna put down 2 then.
That is an interesting direction.
Oh, there's not enough room on the opposite side, is there? No.
Yeah, you want to leave space for us to put the storage container, so it can all feed into something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. They're so big.
Yeah.
Where are the motors going to be coming from? I guess we can loop them around the
That's
sides
pretty
that
much
you're
all it
leaving.
takes.
Okay.
The motor's over here. So let's see. So it's 4 materials? Yeah, and they're all conveyor pull type. Okay. So I'm creating the stack so we can do this. So just feed the radio control units into one of the sides so they can run parallel to it all.
I'll just do that from the conveyor lift, unless it's too steep. We'll see.
I'm falling to my death. Okay, I'm back. Everything's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the left side of the top rung. That seems like that will be the least restrictive. Yeah, okay. That makes sense to do it here.
Nope.
That was weird.
I'm all out of encased bullshit.
Do you want to borrow some of my encased bullshit? Nah, okay. You can fly out.
Do
too,
you have
that's
like
fine.
hundreds of encased bullshit, or do I need to?
Let me look
just...
how much encased bullshit I have. I got 150-ish encased bullshit. Yeah, you should probably just go get more
we're
encased
definitely running
bullshit.
out. All right.
Uh,
Just gotta slowly descend to the floor, which always going down feels like it takes too long.
Yeah.
Holding C, but the other alternative is to jump. And now that I'm on the ground, I can put on my blade. Where the fuck are my blade runners? They're there. There's so many items. Yeah, I'm gonna go get thousands of encased bullshit. We're actually making comically fast progress this session and last session, because everything we need is actually kind of already here. We just need to build the thing that makes it each time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to go on
It's
like
kind
a
of nice.
4-hour expedition to bring like the nickel over or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. What are we even going to talk about?
Anything.
We keep talking about the game, and it's making me uncomfortable and angry.
Yeah. Terrifying. Yeah, let's talk about other games instead. But no, the like on the topic of the, I feel a little bad bringing up during the stream because now people are going to be teased on the idea of a playthrough that might not get. But
yeah, as soon as I said the name of the game that we were barely
it's like, what have you done?
Considering, I was like, whoops, that was a promise.
Yep. I try not to ever talk about the future, but now the cat's out of the bag.
No, it's not.
Maybe I'll just come back after Wednesday when this video's up and just be happy that there's just a bunch of research done for me, so I don't have to. By the comment section. But no, I gotta figure out if it has a full co-op campaign or some kind of full bullshit nonsense. Like, oh yeah, we put co-op on the sticker, but it's full of lies. Like in No Man's Sky, where it was literally lies.
Wow, it's so cool that people found each other. I love that tweet so much.
It's so fucking mind-blowing to me that they literally shipped it with it on the label saying that the game had co-op and multiplayer, and then they had to
I thought they covered it up.
Yeah, they had to put stickers. Like, they had to ship out stickers to all the GameStops and whatnot for them to put it over the box to replace the part, so that part would now say single player on the PS4 discs. Like, what a fucking disaster! How do you get that far with a lie? You've gone too far.
Apparently, the world's built on
sitcom levels of lie.
Apparently, the world's built on a lot of honor system, and the world doesn't have a whole lot of honor, does it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
But no, my thing is, it's charming enough to just like look at in most cases and just hang out with, but I find the Pokemon system to usually be really understimulating. So it's really convenient to play them with like Stephanie and Andrew or you or something. So I played Skyward Sword. I played Shield and Sword with Stephanie and Temtem with Andrew, and then I could play Monster Hunter with you if it has co-op. Because just hanging out alone.
The thing that I dislike about Pokemon is that it has, at least the gameplay of it, is that it's like an illusion of strategy.
Oh, I almost died.
It's always like, okay, there's all these type systems and like technically stuff has strengths and weaknesses, but you can also just get the Mewtwo and just fucking rock everybody. Like, there's nothing, like, the thing, they just throw out any sense of balance, and there's like, there's so many overpowered Pokemon. What are we thinking for the rubber? We have rubber close by, but are you planning on just taking the rubber and splitting it again?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
That's all it really is. The only way to fix it beyond that, like, there's no reason not to split it because the belts are so fast at this point.
True.
We only run into belt bottlenecking at the actual source of each resource.
Yeah, that's
miners,
true.
because they gave us new miners, I think, that we're not using yet, and so those might maybe be faster, or certain things will happen there. Damn it. Ah, fuck. Am I out of iron? I need to go back for iron rods. I'm always out of something.
I can finish it up. I think I have all the stuff. And then we just wait a little while.
Here's a stack of encased conveyors, encased beams if you want more. I grabbed a bunch while I was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you did. Well, thank you.
Where even are iron rods? Shit.
They're in one of our bases, in the floor next to the iron plates.
Yeah, it's like blue, I think. Blue or white over here. But no, I could definitely see why they would make a Pokemon version of Monster Hunter. Because it has the same Pokemon sort of thing where it's like, hey, there's a whole bunch of monsters, but that all have their own fan base and a level of appeal. What if you collected them?
Yeah.
Just like how there's a fucking... my nemesis, random bags of figurines of Monster Hunter figures, which I hate that.
Oh, are you talking like a gacha game? What are you talking about?
Like the way that, well, in Japan they sell toys, little figures in mystery boxes in real life.
Yeah.
And so if you want it, then it's like, oh well, get random ones, and maybe you'll eventually get Nargacuca. Oops, you got a bullshit that you don't want. Enjoy that. More waste for the ocean. Throw it in the garbage. It's just like, that's a
okay.
bummer of a concept.
Mother Earth can always take another one for the team.
It definitely can't. It's not great.
Then how come it keeps happening?
I mean, does take and can take are different concepts.
Okay, so we got the manufacturers.
Look how clean
they're
that
pumping out
looks.
turbo motors.
That poor
Everything's
rubber.
great right now.
We need more petroleum to happen.
These
Poor
are 2 turbo motors per minute. That ain't much. So we got 50 minutes to kill.
They're both at 250% now, which would work if it wasn't for the fact that they're probably not going to get enough rubber. They need 112 rubber per minute each. Yeah, it's probably not coming on that conveyor.
Okay, yeah, they make 5 per minute now, so it would just be if they were getting the full hog, then they would be we've already destroyed our rubber.
Oh yeah, no, it's gone.
Okay, well, that's fine.
It's basically time to consider finding another source of oil. Well, I actually don't know. Is that? I have no idea what the math is. Is that base using all the oil yet?
Which base?
Our oil spot.
the thing
you
that's
worked on
the oil.
I have no idea what the oil harvesting rate is versus how much is being consumed. So I don't know if we can just add more buildings or not.
It's been such a long time since I looked at this place.
But we need more rubber.
So, I don't know.
Unfortunately, if you want to see the rate at which the oil is being harvested, you have to go all the way to the other side. Although there is a thing that takes you most of the way.
Yeah. Okay, so this refinery, 50 out of 6.
Oh, yeah. I should see if we have enough coolant to fill in that part of the thing.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check, are all the refineries working? So this one is not. This one that's making plastic is just sitting here. So something's already... So some buffer's already full. Let me tell you that much. At least for one of them. Same story with this one. This one has also got some fluid buffer things that are... Yep, I'm pretty sure we just have some full fluid buffers. Which are
find something to dump, I guess.
Yep. I mean, it'd be a shame to dump all this fuel, but also...
What do we use it for?
Yeah, I was going to say, it hasn't
just,
really...
If we're not consuming it, then I don't know what to do with it. It'll just come back.
Well, this is kind of nice. So I figured out why this one plastic refinery is not outputting any of its plastic. Do you want to know why?
Is it not connected to anything?
It is not connected to anything.
Alright, we currently we've got over half of the coolers, whatever.
All right, full pipe network. We're just flushing that just straight down the turlet. There it goes. Yep. Straight into endangered Turtle Lake. Yay!
But yeah, that could be a decent hangout, shoot the shit kind of game.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess you don't consider me a hardcore gamer.
What? I mean,
It's
this
like,
there's clearly a style of game we play in this time slot.
yeah.
For me, what drives me crazy about Pokemon is partly the fact that, like, they only have 4 moves each, and so much of combat is hitting something with its elemental weakness so that it dies in one hit.
Yep.
It's like I've seen Stephanie play, and I've seen other people play, and it's just like a bunch of fights where people one-shot each other, and I'm like, all right, well, that's not very
Yeah.
interesting.
Absolutely. That happens constantly, I feel. Like, everything does just tons of damage. Every
Yeah.
attack does so much damage.
It
'Cause it's like, oh,
somewhat
this
to
is-
the idea of, like, it is just like it's hard to make interesting turn-based combat, or turn-based combat that interests me, I guess,
Maybe.
because so many people seem to love it.
Keeps
it is a
encroaching on
challenge.
clearance. Who would have thought that this area would end up being a little cramped to develop on?
Mm-hmm.
Put that there.
No one could have predicted.
That
So
is
it's-
correct. Nobody could have predicted it.
So this thing
It's
just
everybody
wasn't
else's
plugged into
fault.
anything at all.
Nope.
It's
This
funny.
one was just it was a free agent.
Womp womp. Got him. We
That
have 71 printable coupons. Jesus.
Saying free agent in that context was
I'm pressing it. Yay.
remarkably incorrect use of the term free agent.
It's
Kind
just-
of impressed with myself.
There's just so many, like, oil residue gravel things being jammed into this thing all day that we had 71 coupons. I'm gonna see if there's anything
Yeah.
worth buying, like from the new update or something.
I don't think
Probably.
there's anything left from the store.
Is there even anything we
Uh,
haven't bought yet? Some foundation stuff. Factory railing, exciting.
Oh.
No, we've basically hit the point where you just say screw it and buy like beacons and parachutes and explosives with it.
There's statues.
Yeah,
You
the
buy a
statues are
statue to
there.
the golden nut.
The nut. Let's see. Let's finish filling this thing in. Foundations. Just gonna finish buying every single thing we have never unlocked yet. There's only a couple of things left. Buy all. That's 28 coupons. Or tickets or vouchers or whatever.
Hopefully with this addition of more plastics into our systems, I'm wondering if it'll finally fix why mysteriously a bunch of our stuff has never been working at nearly the throughput I expected it to. Like, I
Maybe.
did all this math a long time ago, and I was like, huh, I thought I balanced everything, but yet it never worked out. And it's probably because we legitimately did not have all of our plastic.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's definitely been in high demand for a long time,
Yeah.
which can cause all sorts of problems. Let's see.
Okay, so this doesn't really answer the question of our crude oil, but it looks like we could probably. I think that we might be able to use more. I think we could probably put some more like rubber makers.
Maybe. I'm scaling up all of our tracks that carry plastic
Sounds
and
good.
rubber because they could hit
I'm
a
just gonna use
bottleneck because they're feeding through the whole
I'm
base
just-
in one track.
I'm just gonna bite the bullet and use the hyper tube, and I'll tell you how much oil we're schlumping.
We want these things jammed into our
Majesty
base as
of-
fast as possible.
The majesty of the hypertube. Oh, I'm getting my jetpack charged while I'm in the middle of the hypertube as I pass by the zap. This is the power poles. Power poles. Those are the words.
The Zapdos.
The Zapdos. Yes.
Pokemon words.
Did they ever show like Pokemon being used for like as beasts of burden like that?
Oh,
Like
definitely.
some I don't remember it too well. But like did they ever show like Officer Jenny or whatever running around like riding a horse like a ponyta or something? Well, they're on fire. So probably not them. But there's got to be
With a
others, right?
special saddle. Let's see. Oh yeah, there. Feed that shit in. So how's our rubber doing up here? I'm pretty sure I've seen Pokemon working in Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think that is a safe assumption.
I mean, so Chansey, they've got a job working at like the hospital. And
Yep.
then but that's all I really kind of remember.
Okay, and now rubber's backing up, and the new problem is that there's not enough cooling systems.
Oh, cool.
So I might add another manufacturer to the cooling system floor. Because we need enough to turn in addition to
Mm-hmm.
how it's being processed.
It'd
That
be really
creates a
weird
few problem.
if like explicitly Mr. Mime never worked as a mime. Like it was not allowed by Pokemon law to have Mr. Mimes work as mimes.
Not since the Calamity.
Yeah.
And I've always had a mixed relationship with Pokemon. I liked it as a kid, both the show and the games. But that was because, like, at that point, like, Golden Sun and Pokemon were, like, my only vaguely RPG experience, period.
Yeah.
Like, I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, I think, like, that was my, I didn't even know what an RPG was. I just knew what Pokemon was, and, like, I was given a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow to shut me up, essentially, during, like, road trips as a kid. It's like we had handheld consoles back then.
Okay. Okay.
And Pokemon Yellow was the first game to make me cry. But not because of plot or anything. It was because I was fighting the Elite Four and so on. And like right when it saved, I dropped my Game Boy and it deleted my save.
Oh, that sucks.
The most loss I had experienced so far.
Okay, so pipelines can take a maximum of 600 meters cubed per minute. This boy over here does 120. This friend over here, they do 240, so that's 360. And then this one does 240, so that puts us at 3. I'm kind of messing up my numbers. That puts us right at 600. Cool. So, fun fact. One of our oil extractors is doing literally nothing.
An entire extractor?
An entire extractor is accomplishing 0 good.
Bird, how'd this happen?
So, oh man, how does anything ever happen? Anyway,
How does it happen, Bird?
I'm gonna hook the thing that wasn't doing anything I'm gonna hook the thing that wasn't doing anything up to our pipeline systems, and now we should have 600 oil flowing from that pipeline into our base. So that's what we get to work with now.
We're gonna have so much oil now.
I know. We have so much oil that America's gonna invade our game.
They ride on the back of an Arcanine at one point. Well, I don't think Arcanine's on fire. He just looks fiery.
Yeah.
But Ponyta and Charizard are actually on fire.
Yeah.
I think Arcanine is perfectly pettable.
He does seem like a good boy, yeah.
He's just like fire styled, like a tiger.
Yeah, he just breathes fire. He's not is fire.
Yeah.
He's probably warm, though. Don't get me wrong. If you pet him, it'd
No.
probably just be like, oh.
You know, left to my own devices, I would just collect all the Pokemon dogs. I was already starting
like
to do it in
4.
Pokemon Go. There's so much more than 4.
There's like 4.
There's like 4 in
You got
Gen
Arcanine.
1.
You got Arcanine's little brother,
Growlithe.
Growlithe. That's the one.
Yeah. and
I
then
was
there's
thinking Wolflith, and I was like, that's not
for
quite
some
right.
reason there's a rule where cats. It seems like cats and dogs are always a 2-part evolution.
Yeah.
They almost never get a trilogy except for Incineroar.
Incineroar's not a dog.
No, I said cats and dogs.
Oh, okay.
Every single generation at least has like a pair of cats and a pair of dogs that where one evolves into the other one. And there's like 8 generations, so there's a lot. And Gen 1 had 2, right? Because it was the Hellhound and Arcanine. That started out pretty metal. Gen 1 had a fucking Hellhound. But there's Electrike, and whatever it evolves into is a lightning dog in some generation. And the most recent one has Boltund, which is another lightning dog. Listen, there's only so many ideas.
I organized all my pens by putting them into a box. That's the place I would least suspect to find them. There we go.
Your pens are in a
Okay.
box?
There's 600. Yeah. Okay, so we're taking away 30 for this thing.
Oh, fuck, these are blenders. Shit.
30 for this thing. 30 for this thing. 30 for this. I'm sensing a trend. And oh, this is the one that changes it up. 60 for this thing. Okay, so that's
I don't know how we're gonna cope.
120, 180. So we're using 180 oil, and we have a lot apparently. We have a pretty dank amount of oil left over to work with.
Dank oil.
All right, well, let's put this shit to use. Damn, there is not much room to build anything here.
Enjoy, problem, solve.
Well, what I could do is always just stick a second floor on it. The problem is that the oil refineries are really, really tall. It's not a big problem. It's just like the aesthetics is a little weird.
You can't just feed the pipes just to go a little further down the line and make a second oil refinery base?
I could.
Just
It just
keep going.
it goes over the lake.
Yeah, the lake's kind of an irritating boundary, but it's an imagined boundary. You could just go around it. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but then there's
actually
also
have to
some
stop
stuff.
you. It doesn't have to hold
No,
you
there's some
back, bird.
There's some stuff.
Bird.
There's some
let
stuff.
the lake
I don't want
stop
to deal
you,
with some
bird.
stuff. Actually, this stuff's not all that far away. It just looks a lot. It looks like there's more stuff than there actually is when you're flying above it all. Gives you the brand new perspective. stuff that didn't look like it was actually an obstruction look much more annoying when you're above it all.
Always look on the stuff side of stuff. Stuff.
Good stuff.
There's too much stuff.
Oh,
until
hang on.
not.
There's a bunch of refineries I missed over here. Okay, so this one is another. Where'd I put my pen?
Is your math fucky? And
Oh, it's just
untrusty.
around the corner. There's another 30 being used. Another 30. Another 30. And another 30. Okay, so that's 180. Let's see. 210, 240, 270, 300. Okay, so we have 300 oil to work with. So that's potentially just
Neat.
10 rubberers. Which makes a lot of sense. I'll just make 5. I'll make 5 rubberers. And that'll be good enough. So, the question becomes, how do I do that so it becomes as minimal of a pain in the ass as possible? And the answer is, I don't know if it's possible to minimize that.
Mhm. I was gonna say, did you just decide? Did you just talk about minimizing being a pain in the ass?
No, well, me personally, no. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about whether I can set something up to not be a pain in the ass later on.
It's like I don't even know you anymore.
No. This is different. This is on brand. It's not like I'm gonna follow through. I'm gonna identify the problem and then
What
be
is it
like,
colliding
on the
with?
other
God
hand,
damn it.
fuck it.
What is it encroaching on? Tell me.
You sound like that one Mega Man voice actor. What is it even encroaching on?
It's just when you're trying to play stuff and it's like, it's encroaching on something's space. I'm like, yeah, what? Would you like to share with the class who's encroaching on what? Pretty please? No, you don't want to? Cool. I'll just delete a bunch of random things that I have to rebuild later until it works.
Heard it, please. I don't remember them from Hades.
Pretty please.
Did they give you a good boon?
The boon of pretty please.
The boon of Pertiplease is I'll be your friend. Come on. I don't have a chainsaw, but I don't want to go get a chainsaw. That sounds like a pain. But there's a thing in the way that requires chainsaw.
No.
Damn it. All right, I guess I gotta go get a chainsaw before I
Your
can be useful.
nemesis. Now that I've dealt with all that shit, I can deal with the next problem, which is that we're not making enough heat sinks.
Do we have enough? Have we made enough turbo motors yet to just get particle enrichment for the sake of doing it?
I'll check in a minute.
Okay.
One of the problems we're running into, though, the last I checked, is that even if we are, I then have to figure out the fact that there we go. We don't have enough necessarily of the previous item because
Right.
of the two things we need right now, one of them's made of the other one.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Which leads to
articulate
some
earlier,
annoying
but
stuff.
couldn't. But yeah, it's that's a huge pain.
Because then it leads to an annoying situation where I might have to unplug it so that I can get enough of the previous tier without it getting eaten by the next tier all the time.
Yeah.
But the current limit is that we're not making enough heat sinks, so that not enough cooling systems are being made, which is why that's the throttle on our turbo motors to begin with.
Yeah.
Let's see, how many turbo motors do we got? 64. That is less than 100.
Yeah, but it's more than a Nintendo.
It's exactly a Nintendo. Unless you mean older Nintendos.
Bullshit.
They'll never make a 64 Nintendo.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? 64, that's too much.
Next you're going to say they're going to make a cube Nintendo.
What if we took a Nintendo and we made it multiplied by itself 3 times?
Oh my god. I appreciate that you don't actually die with the hover pack. If you abruptly start falling, if you hold down spacebar, you'll actually hover down to your
Yeah,
ground.
it prevents you from taking fall damage. It's like a parachute, which makes a lot of sense because you would otherwise, like, if you were falling to your death, you'd have to pull the parachute out of your inventory and like fumble around to put it on. A silver hog.
The silver hog. The blue barracudas.
Can't afford rest. Oh, it's 160, not 150. Damn.
Damn.
This minor inconvenience is definitely going to bother me for the rest of the evening.
Do I put it in my hand? I do. Alright. Where should I put the silver hog?
You keep that shit in your hand for efficient cranking.
Because there's definitely it's definitely a little statue you can hold on to. You can put it somewhere. It is funny that when you look at it in your hand, it's like a little figurine, but you put it in the environment and it's a full ass statue. That's a whole ass statue, bro. I'm gonna put him on Pride Rock.
What?
I think.
That was weird. I think the model for the chainsaw gets really broken if you are also hovering or something. Some combination of hovering plus chainsawing led to disastrous
Were you a
consequences.
jetpack chainsaw wielder?
It was weird. It was something like that, though. By the way, using a jetpack to wield, like, to fly around while wielding a chainsaw basically makes you a space marine.
Yeah, more or
It gets
less.
you damn close.
Yeah, we even played that game. There was definitely, I think there was a jetpack chainsaw unit.
Can't afford. I need to get copper sheets, but those aren't that far away.
I'll never recover from this problem. Not
That's
that
like
way.
only a 30-second flight.
There's a lot of annoyance right now coming from the fact that the silver hog placement does not involve any kind of silhouette.
Oh.
And it places perpendicular to the direction you're facing, and you're like, what the fuck?
Hey,
Good
no one
enough.
ever said the
Good
silver
enough.
hog
I'll
life
never
would be easy.
align it. All right, the silver hog is currently on our HQ building like a hood ornament. I'm never placing it any better than that because it's like they do not help you. It does not align or place in any helpful way. Okay.
You can't rein in the hog, dude. You tried
can't.
and you failed.
It's easy. This reining in the hog is like an episode 2 thing for us. We've been doing it all game. The hog is unimpressive. Unlike in Overwatch, if you hear someone's going a whole hog in this game, you're like, okay, so like 2 hits. Oh, cool, it's dead. Call me when it's over.
Hey, I still die to those things.
Yes, you do. And we all love you for it. But it's a you thing.
Bullshit. Hold on. Where's the where do I put the things?
Yeah, talk about an enemy that's only a threat if he sneaks up behind you on a ledge, like Wile E. Coyote
Yeah.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cole's currently one-handed climbing a ladder with a chainsaw. Cool. having a regular one with the pals. Yeah, this is pretty bottlenecked, isn't it? Yep, gonna have to figure out why there's not enough heat sinks.
Steel pipes, those are actually much more farther away from me. That's actually legitimately a little annoying.
Yep, all the way back at the base.
Well, shit. Got any 3-minute topics on mine?
Oh, I actually did have a thing I haven't talked about yet today, huh?
Yeah.
I was robbed of a brilliant opportunity. I don't know. I thought I thought I was gonna get a PS5 today.
Oh, that sucks.
And
What happened?
I'm frustrated. Oh, all these radio control units aren't going through. Why aren't they going?
Did the
anywhere?
thing happen where they say, like, your PS5 is on its way, we're having
the
trouble
heatsink.
filling it, and then they just cancel your order on you?
Oh no, they're like super unavailable like in the world right now. No, I just
Yeah.
went on like Craigslist.
Oh, nice.
And because I don't want to deal with the scalpers, so I'm trying
Yeah.
to find just random people that are just like selling their PS5 because they just like, oh, I really like it, or like they're lucky enough to get one, but they don't actually value it all that much, or they're just over it already and there's not much to play on it or something. And
Yeah.
that's how you get the okay prices potentially. And we
Mhm.
agreed that we're gonna meet up today to exchange it. And Stephanie was going to come with me because you're supposed to. That just seems like the smart thing to do when you do a Craigslist thing. Driving off to some
Yeah.
other town to meet up with a stranger is you bring witnesses and people around and don't just like walk into someone's house randomly alone.
Yeah.
And like they were yesterday, like, oh yeah, I'm off work tomorrow, and it's like, oh yeah, cash is fine, yeah, all right. And then today they just fucking radio silence. They just fucking ghosted me and won't tell me where to go, and presumably it's just off or whatever, and the Craigslist page is deleted.
Maybe they realized how much they're actually selling for.
Maybe, but I'm like, that's frustrating. Then I
Yeah.
found another page that was selling them, but they haven't responded to me. This may not be a usable lead, but it's frustrating. I'm like, I just want one of these things. It was potentially
We
my
all
solution.
want literally anything at this point, but getting.
I followed the
God
wrong
damn.
track. Where are the heat sinks?
This year I had like all these fun projects lined up of like, okay, I'm gonna do this home improvement thing, or I'm gonna do this electronics thing, and instead I'm like, we're gonna keep the lights on, and if we get through the year with that, then that's probably the best we could do.
Oh,
Like,
I mean,
oh,
downstairs.
it's so rough right now.
The bottleneck to the whole building is copper sheets. That thing that we thought
Yep.
wouldn't happen.
Yep.
That problem for later us thing from earlier. Wait, are there just not enough copper sheets being made? Yeah, you made a whole base just for copper sheets. Are there just not enough
Yeah, I
coming
wouldn't
in?
worry too much about being able to scale up our production of copper sheets. To be
I mean,
honest.
we don't have enough.
Well, we can get more, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna check your train stuff and see if it's making as much as it can or whatever. Though, well, okay, from the distance I see a bunch of red lines, so that's not a good sign. I think those things might not be turned on over there. So I'll go check that out.
Oh, go
But yeah, I was
go
trying to
play
figure
some
out
sensual music.
a solution because I was like, oh, I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary with YouTube. And the first series I did with Andrew, that was a game as opposed to Xbox Live mini games, but like a single game like series playthrough thing was Dark Souls. And
Yeah.
like technically my first playthrough on this channel was Outlast, but before I even finished Outlast, I already started Demon Souls. So like there's a specific connection to there's a connection because of the sheer amount of coverage I did to that franchise. But it was also like my premiere thing on both channels. So I'm coming up on 100,000 subscribers and 10 years, like both in the same year.
I saw. That's cool stuff.
And so I was just like, I wanna celebrate by doing like it seemed like a fun idea was to be like Soulsborne Revisited, and replay all 5 Soulsborne games. Because it's been like a good 4 years since I played any of them. Because, you know, the franchise is just kind of on pause, aside from Sekiro. And now they're making Elden Ring. So it'd be a good recap. But I was like, oh, right. You know, it'd be the perfect way to start that series would be to play the fucking remake of the first game I ever played on my channel.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously, that's just perfect. That's perfect planning. Obviously, I would do that. One problem. It's a remake exclusively for a fucking console that's unobtainable. I'm like, God fucking damn it. That's why I had that tweet. You wouldn't know about it, but I had a tweet yesterday where I'm just kind of going over the fact
I
that
gotcha.
yeah, because you're not really on Twitter, but I was like, my God, it just hit me again that I'm like, this console's been out for like 7 months, and I'm someone who plays video games for a living, and I still don't have one because they're just completely unavailable. Like, for other people, it's normal not to buy a console until years later, potentially, just whenever they get around to it, or maybe never. Who cares? But when you cover games for a living, you're like, you just immediately buy consoles when they come out because you need them. And I'm like, yeah, I need it, but it's not happening. And I'm like, yeah, it's still just undoable. So that spurned me to go on and try to solve the problem again, and that led to this whole new disappointment where I thought I had a lead, and then people disappointed me like they always do.
It's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
Like,
it's Bitcoin's fault.
it is Bitcoin's fault.
Cryptocurrency ruins all of the things, but fuck all the things that matter. It ruined video games.
And then soon we're gonna like deal with cryptocurrency fucking with hard drives. So that's gonna be awesome.
Great.
Especially because I work for a company that is cloud storage. I need hard drives. My work needs hard drives. Please don't make my work worse by buying crypto. I know you will, but please, it will materially make my life worse.
Crypto's so frustrating because it's like it's just picking almost random computer parts and stress testing the entire market. because it just becomes a thing where it's like, oh, the trend this week is you need 1 billion of exactly this part. And that's just required for crypto this week, is you got to have 1 billion graphics cards because it's the get rich quick scheme that will totally still be here next month. And then it's like, oh, now you got to get this part. It's just deeply frustrating, and half the time it's in pursuit of like baffling shit like NFTs, where it's like, you're buying nothing. You imaginary own something that isn't real or something or whatever. And it's like,
it blew my mind when somebody
in pretend products.
It really blew my mind when somebody explained to me that an NFT doesn't even give you like any copyright claims.
No.
Like, you can't even like, if you buy like a meme with an NFT, you can't even like DMCA somebody for using your meme.
No,
wrong.
you just get
like,
all you get is imaginary dibs on a mark, but only in the context of that market that only some people care about existing in the first place.
It's so
and people are
weird.
willing to put millions into it. I'm like, this is just money laundering, right? Like, they're only willing to put this much money into it because it's for secret other reasons, like how people only buy Banksy art because they're actually just laundering money or some shit. Like, NFT, these people can't be so deranged that they're just buying imaginary bullshit for huge amounts of money because they genuinely think it's worth buying. It can't be. It's like the secret world of rigged bullfighting or whatever the fuck. Like, there's gonna be a fucking Vice documentary about this, like, in a year, that's like the secret reason people actually buy NFTs, because no one could possibly value them, right? Like, it's like, it's so fucking nonsensical that I immediately suspected it of being false as a premise.
Well, this is the alternate rubber recipe.
There's going to be a whole explanation of why people secretly like NFTs, and it's going to be like akin to like how pachinko parlors are like a way to get around gambling being illegal. Like, it's just going to be fulfilling some kind of incredibly strange, obscure part of society.
Yeah, it turns out like NFTs are a way to like do legal prostitution in some super roundabout way, and we're like, huh, neat.
That's pretty nifty. Man. But yeah, right now it's just a lot of crypto NFTs are all just tied to dumb nonsense about just using
Tell you what,
next level
though.
amounts of computing to just in, like making a bunch of computers that just their jobs are just to waste time and energy,
Yep.
basically, and then monetize the wasting of that energy. And it's like, cool. Glad that there's like entire countries now where like some ungodly percentage of their power consumption is just for imaginary coin farming, and that somehow this is somehow a better idea than just making money.
This doesn't compare at all to well, okay, it all compares. You want to know the latest random crazy ass bullshit thing that has to be a scam that I heard about?
Oh no.
There's
We're not
a
even done with
game-
the last one.
There's a game that I heard of that's in like an early access phase 2, phase 1 kind of situation where it's like I guess it's supposed to be like a social game at some point, and you buy like plots of land that are tied to actual places on Earth. So it can be like, oh, I want to buy like this patch of ground that like represents like the central of London or something. And to buy that while in early access, it costs like $10,000 to $12,000 for like these little 1 kilometer plots of land or something. And the game has, as far as I can tell, no real business model beyond that for right now. It's literally just like, yeah, we're going to use this to fund the development if you buy like virtual plots of land in our game. Which like is, wow, that is crazy to me that they got even one person to decide to do that.
Yeah, that's just
Dude.
incredibly strange.
Like, wow. It'd be like somebody saying like, yeah, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn, but the bridge hasn't been built yet, but I promise it will be built. Here's the plans for it. They're drawn on the back of this napkin, and people are like, yep, hitch me up to that wagon. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 25% of what an average American household makes in a year on a virtual plot of London.
There's like a weird 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon nonsense thing going on where like people are like, you hit them with a thing that they wouldn't want to buy, but then if you like add 2 layers of obscuring to the thing, suddenly it's weirdly like appealing to them and they can't wait to buy it. And it's like, you wouldn't have bought the thing that it was in the first place, would you? So why do you care when it's like a special digital like extra layer of the thing? Like, who gives a shit? You don't want the thing.
But
It's still
it
just not
could be
enough.
worth more in the future. It's an investment.
I'm so
There-
old.
There is a crypto that I heard about recently that
Well, like
I think it's a little bit
Grifto.
funny. It's called Banano Coin, and the way the Banano Coin works is you instead of using your compute power to compute like wasteful bullshit nothingness,
Is
you
it like
use your
real
power-
bananas where a single virus could wipe out the entire world's supply?
No, it's kind of cool. It's you use your you lend your computer to a cloud computing project called Folding at Home, where basically what it is it helps medical researchers simulate how proteins can fold in response to like medicines and like stuff like that, and helps them research prion diseases and things. So instead of computing SHA hashes for no reason, you help cure cancer with your Banano coins. It's like, great, that's awesome. Why isn't that one the popular one?
Because it's not a
Doesn't
meme.
make
It's not a
funny.
funny joke that that Elon Musk can joke about on SNL.
Yeah, that's the other fucking thing. Is like, do you really want your like investment to be tightly coupled to Elon Musk's mood that day? Like, that's a lot, man.
There's a lot of struggle coming from the fact that, like, yeah, this entire industry is weirdly, volatilely affected by one guy's, like, Donald Trump tweets of the day. Twitter needs to be deleted.
Yeah.
It ruined the presidency. It ruined money.
Dude, I didn't realize this until fairly recently, like maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I might have even mentioned this on Satisfactory, but it bears repeating. Twitter's stock price is lower now than it was when they like IPO'd. Twitter has basically never been worth investing in.
It's kind of always been this, like, cancer on society that never was able to turn a profit, but made life worse for most of us. And then a lot of us are using it. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Oh, it's wild to me.
But hey,
They've never
at
paid
least
stock
at least
dividends.
it has this whole section that just teaches people to bully every day, and then it's like, here's your target this day.
Yeah.
It's like a daily quest in an MMO. You log into Overwatch today. I want you to do 3 quick play matches and then bully this celebrity. Or sometimes not a celebrity. Sometimes a child that happened to, like, say something a little weird that day, but they're a child. But no one cares.
Like, Twitter has never paid dividends to any shareholders. The stock itself has not really ever gone up in value. If you've invested money in Twitter, you've, like, what is this, 10 years out practically? You've got nothing.
Yeah.
You've literally got nothing to show
God.
for it.
God damn it.
It's amazing. What
I
a
just got
brilliant platform.
90 minutes into this session before I remembered again that you can sprint while using the jetpack.
Oh, dude.
It was going so slow.
Have a little
I'm
swag.
like, this thing sucks, but
Please.
but it makes me go up, I guess. I forgot that it can fucking go faster forward. I don't think you can, like... Oh my god! Even when I said earlier that going down is too slow, you can hold Shift and C to go down fast. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been misplaying all day. Alright. I think I finally
No, it's
jammed
okay.
enough
You're very
crystals.
sleepy.
I tripled the number of buildings making copper sheets at your train station, then put 3 crystals in all of them. So
Oh, that's a lot.
it's like septuple the previous rate.
very.
So it might finally be enough to back up the heat sinks so that they aren't waiting for copper sheets.
That's great.
Because yeah, I think there was only like 2 or 3 buildings making them when I went over there, and then the rest of them were like plans for the future that never got fulfilled.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm all about, baby.
Dreams left ignored.
Okay, so we have more rubber. I don't really know where to hook them up though.
90 per minute, shit. Just
Like, I
add them
don't-
to the rubber line?
Okay, I guess I can do that.
Where'd you make the rubber?
At the same place the rubber's already being made.
Yeah, you just feed them onto the existing rubber line somewhere.
Okay,
And
as
it'll
long as you
sort
think that it
itself
has
out.
the. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it will sort itself out. Who the hell knows?
Let's see. Ah, I see problem. I see France.
I see France.
bullshit that I did. So I fixed the copper sheet problem, but now there's the fact that I have 3 manufacturers making whatever the fuck heat sinks go into, but we have that they require 30 each, so they require 90 heat sinks per minute. But we have 4 buildings making heat sinks at 7.5 per minute. But now okay, they don't have crystals in them yet.
Yeah.
Easy solutions. All my bullshit exploring and wandering around has it's not true anymore, but I think like a few sessions ago, I think I had 100 crystals in my inventory.
Ooh,
So
that's
instead of-
good.
instead
You're
of
talking about crystal
expanding-
slugs, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. It's 18.75 per minute times 4 is about 80. And they needed about 90. Close enough. Fuck it. It's pretty good. The heat sinks will be bottlenecked a little bit, but not that much.
Mm-hmm.
That's better than most of our working solutions. Yeah, the when I was exploring around and whatnot, and whenever I have to do like a lap back and forth between the various bases, I just end up grabbing a bunch of slugs. It's one of the pastimes I can do in this game without like making off-screen progress, really.
Yeah.
Is you just end up wandering around the areas we've already explored and grabbing more rando slugs. There are many slug to be had. So do you
Okay.
have a hunter in here yet? Oh, did you grab them?
So yeah, I grabbed enough turbo motors. I'm debating just tearing up these 2 conveyor belts and letting our heat sinks build up for a little bit.
I think what
Just enough to get
instead of
good.
those, put those ones back. I would just tear it up at where those things are being made.
Oh, that's even more efficient. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just disconnect the thing that takes them upstairs, and now this box will fill
Yeah.
up.
Yep. Yeah. Let's do that, and then that'll allow us to just finish up particle enrichment, and then
Yeah. So this has 15 in it right now. We need to hit 130.
that should take
That'll
couple
be a
minutes.
bit. Yeah, no, I went through a few different iterations of how to get a PS4. At one point, I was like, I'll put a video out, and I'll be like, I'll refund you your PS4. Do you regret buying a PS4? I'll buy it back at full price. Are you saying buy?
5.
5. Yeah, PS5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I'll buy your PS5 off you if you regret buying a PS5, viewers, and I'll pay for the shipping too. But then I was just in a panic about like, oh god, but like, what if somebody tries to con me, or like, what if it gets lost in the mail? Then everyone loses, and I'm the bad guy if I don't pay them. But also I don't get a PS5 because I thought about like I don't want to give them my address, obviously, so they send my PO box. But I've heard of people trying. I've heard of like people sending stuff to my PO box and it not going well and getting sent back to them or something for some reason. And I'm never entirely sure why. I like vaguely suspect that my local post office might be kind of shit, but I don't have much to do about that because that's the post office in the area. But at the same time, I've sent multiple things to my own PO box and ordered stuff to it, and I've always gotten it. So I have no clue what the problem is people have had before. But Andrew sent something to my PO box, and they were like, "I don't know, man. This doesn't seem to exist." And he's like, "Nah, it seems to be the right address." And then it went through, and it did arrive, but there was like a weird pushback from the people that were like doing the addressing, and it's like, what the fuck? Does my PO box not show up in the system? What's wrong here? So I've got too many uncertainties and paranoias there to have that kind of request and just be aware of how many ways it can go wrong. So it's way easier to like find a local person and buy it off them in person, because there just is a PS5.
How much do PS5s cost right now?
Like $800 to $900 if you get them off a scalper. And on one hand, it's a lot.
Isn't that's like almost twice MSRP, right?
Yes. It's more than twice if it's digital. It's less than twice if it's disc. Because getting one that has a disc drive costs $100 more. It's $400 and $500. But yeah, they're still way the fuck up there. There's such a shortage of this console generation. It's completely fucked. It's deeply frustrating.
I don't know how accurate these prices are, but I am seeing that like some of these things are like $800. Some of them are like $1,400 if they're coming with like controllers and like extra bundles and stuff like that.
Jesus.
This is fucked fucked up, man. When is this gonna end, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're paying
it's gonna be-
extra on top for a bundle, that's stupid. Because it's literally
It's gonna
just
be-
for like the fact that it's like a particular SKU. Otherwise, just buy a controller. They just you could go into any store right now and buy the video games and controllers for the PS5. All of them have them. They just don't have PS5s. It's deeply irritating. It's like if you go on Best Buy or Target, there's a whole PS5 section that conspicuously doesn't include the console, but it has everything else.
Fucked up, and it's not gonna end for years, right? Like, we ran into the same
word on the
issues
street
with,
is that the PS5 still won't be like very obtainable until like 2022. 2 years after they launched.
Yeah, like, I remember how difficult it was to get like a 1080 back in, like, what was that, like 2015, 2016, and like that was bad. But boy, the horror now of getting like new graphics cards is just like so much worse than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah, no, it's miserable.
Yeah, and there's like no end in sight to this too. Like, I don't know how because the more production we ramp up on our electronics, the more people are just going to consume them.
What's funny, what stood out to me a little bit is like the Santa Monica studio recently announced that God of War won't be coming out until 2022. And part of me wonders if it's because they won't sell enough copies if they launch when there's not enough PS5s out.
They won't.
Like obviously there's like COVID and there's other stresses and so on, but I also like wonder if they might intentionally delay various first-party games until there's actually enough PS5s on the market.
Yeah.
Which further
did the game
devalues the
just crash?
PS5s for anyone that actually bought them. No, I'm good.
Okay, looks like the game did not just crash.
I was politely waiting for the 130th shit bag to get built. So
And then, there's all like
launch the things.
electronics are like in such a precarious position because so much electronics are coming out of Taiwan, and people are like, oh, do we invest in Taiwan right now? I don't fucking know. And then but then it's like, do we build factories at home? And those are extraordinarily expensive, so no one wants to do it.
Here we go.
So basically, nobody wants to.
Milestone reached.
No one wants to
The particle
make
accelerator
chips.
Enables previously impossible processes such as recycling nuclear
Are we
waste
done?
and converting it into plutonium, as well as the generation.
What
of
the fuck?
exhibit
We might be done, dude.
A new project part enables.
Well, now we can make
progress to the next phase.
nuclear power and stuff.
We can make nuclear power. Oh yeah, that's right. There is still the very last
there's the
space
stuff.
elevator.
There's the stuff we researched. Oh yeah, there's also the space elevator too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no more goals on that screen. But now we can make like a nuclear reactor or something, and then explode our whole base or something and die.
Well,
What
we
a
need to make nuclear
finale!
pasta.
Oh, we're not making any of these things. What the fuck are these?
Yeah, no, these are fun.
Oh,
These are the
Look at these-
California fun time.
look at these fucking
Players.
Transformers extras that we got to put in here. They're so
I know.
They're so messy and noisy and vaguely sci-fi looking.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, we're not making any. Yeah, we're not making any of these things. We are making all of the components of some of them.
So how do you make a particle accelerator?
Oh yeah, we're making all the. We're making
it's
all
like
the.
a ton of crap.
We're making all the ingredients of the first 3 of them, aren't we?
Bigger particle accelerators too. Oh, they're big. What a surprise!
Is it an
They're
exciting
big.
building? Oh boy. Oh, it's the
Look
big.
at this.
It's
like a stupid ass roller coaster.
yeah, it's the big ring that's on the start screen.
Yeah.
That's the main menu thing.
This is
It does
dumb
almost
looking.
perfectly fit on that roof, which is pretty.
Yeah.
Which would look neat. But I feel like what goes into it might make that annoying. Yeah, where do we want to put that? I guess we should look into what the ingredients are, so we can figure out what to put it next to. Let's see.
Well, we need to figure out what we make.
We're gonna
with
make some
particle
nuclear
accelerators.
fettuccine.
Yeah, nuclear pasta. We need supercomputers. We need turbo motors. So I guess we're turning that back on.
We should all just feed it all off into a completely different base, and just bring all the ingredients back via the airport or whatever, and just call that airport Alfredo because it brings the pasta. Copper powder. Is that just copper? Or is it with something? A pressure conversion cube. Interesting. You were the fastest in history to destroy your pressure conversion cube.
Goodness. Yeah, anything that ends with the word cube in a video game becomes companion cube.
Copper
Okay, I came over
powder.
here. What am I doing here? There's something over here. I'm leaving now.
Copper powder is made of copper. Yeah, it's just made of copper. It's just made of copper ingots. So that's easy.
Control rods. The fuck are electromagnetic control rods made of?
Conversion cube's made of a radio control unit and a fused modular frame. Okay, so nuclear pasta is pretty easy. Just take two of the things that we're just started making and then mix them with copper powder.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie,
Basically.
my migraine is kicking in super hard now because my mind is like, "Oh, you reached a checkpoint. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna remind you of how much pain you're in."
Oh no.
I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, we just hit a milestone. We could stop for the week, then come back next time
sounds
to
good.
tackle the new problem.
There's a lot.
And
We have to
hopefully
make
we'll run out of
electromagnetic
things to do in
rods.
this game before it stops working.
Well, it held up a lot longer than I expected it would, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, we didn't make it far at all last season.
Comparatively, no.
No.
There
and-
was less stuff,
but
but
it shit itself hard. Yeah, this base is
Yeah.
a fucking monster at this point.
it's pretty great. We have so many separate areas that, like,
Or individually a spaghetti monster.
yeah. Like all of these like multi-story like towers of chaos.
Yeah, but we can still vaguely remember where a bunch of it is. Sometimes. Sometimes. So ends session 23. This is a long playthrough.
Yep, yep.
I saved the files based on the session number it is.
Cool.
That's how we know.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed or something.
Yeah.
Was fun.